Good day, good afternoon, and hello again. I don't know why it's once again not showing me. I'm gonna just really quickly turn it off and turn it on again. There we go. It's been doing
Okay.
that as of late with OBS. That is fun. Hello and
Yeah,
welcome everyone, and good day to all of you. I'm your host, Alice Mobius, and my wonderful co-host, Sertlad, and we're
the
here to
short
talk to
one, yeah.
you about one
Um,
great mobile suit, part of the family about the mobile suit that we spoke about last time, and that is the G-Line Standard Armor, and we're gonna be talking about its tidbits.
of course.
We
So, the G-Line Standard Armor is a mobile suit that first appeared in Kunio Okawara's MMSV series, where it looked kind of pancaked, but then in the early 2010s, well, let me check the
2006,
WA1.
2007.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I always get my console generation releases wrong, with PS3 and PSP.
Fair
They
enough.
they seem to get mixed up because I think the side stories was around 2014. Anywho, uh, in this game, which by the way featured a redesigned version of the suit, which you're also seeing now in GBO2. The G-Line Standard Armor was portrayed as basically Federation's effort to make something that's close to a Gundam while still maintaining a certain tech from the gym. You know,
Specifically, they tried to attempt to mass produce it and try to see if they could mass produce something with the specs of the Gundam, the versatility of the Gundam, and pretty much part of the FSWS or the full armor system um, weapon setup or whatever you
indeed.
want to call the FSWS plan.
Basically, the UC's equivalent of striker packs in a sense.
That's a good way to put it. And the G line was the base of it all. Now, the G line light armor we
Actually,
talked about last time we spoke about tidbits, so we decided to, or at least I offered, and my co host agreed with me that we should tackle the family so that we could at least cover all of them rather than just separate them one by one, at random intervals.
enthusiastically so, if I might add.
So, we're going to be talking about the 400 cost general unit that can go both on ground and space in GVO2. Let's
All
look at the
right.
stats.
So it has. Okay, let me switch to a loadout without parts because I've got the stat sheet pulled up on my device as well. So we got a very neat 14,000 HP with the ballistic resistance of 14. Likewise for the beam resistance, the melee resistance being a little higher at 17, range strength 20, melee strength 24, with the movement speeds of 125 while walking, 185 while boosting around. We got the thruster gauge of 60 and the turning speed of 60.
A great setup
This
for a mobile suit.
oh yeah, this mobile suit comes with a short beam rifle, which doesn't need to be charged. It suppresses on a hit. And of course, head Vulcans, which is basically a standard for the G line, line, basically for that series of models. And of course, with the standard G line shield. It also comes with the Gatling Smasher unit, which was also featured on the older design of the model, and it basically amounts to twin Gatlings. Well, twin Gatlings on the shoulders. If even though if we were to, be a little more pedantic about names, that just call it the rotary automatic cannon because Gatling is a brand. But yeah, um, sorry. Gun-related autism is seeping in from my part, and
So I'm gonna
believe
cut
me,
in
you don't want to
here.
get me started.
I'm gonna cut in here and I'm gonna talk about a bit the part slots, the stats of the weapons, and then we're gonna get into the skills, the melee priority, and everything good that makes the G-Line standard armor good. We're gonna start off by talking about the part slots. 10 close range slots, 13 medium range, and 5 long range slots, suggesting that the mobile suit is more a medium range than anything else. But you'll see it very often covering both the rear and the front line, so do not really think that it cannot do everything. After all, it is a general. It has a short beam rifle that has certain stuns at 1700 power, 75% hit rate, 250 range, 3 seconds cooldown, and 17 seconds overheat. It has a beam saber enhanced of 1900 power and 2.5 seconds cooldown. It has the head-mounted Vulcan's late model at 67 power, 30 ammo, 150 range, 0-second cooldown fully automatic, and 6-second reload. It has the Gatling Smasher unit at 60 power, shoots two shots at once, so the 90 ammo actually means 45, do not be confused. 350 range, really long range for something that hits that fast and that hard. 0-second cooldown, it's fully automatic, after all it's called Gatling Smashers, and 12 seconds reload. And finally, a sealed with 3500 health. A very good setup for a unit that can do a little bit of everything. Up next, we have the skills and the melee priority. Take it away.
So it has the melee priority of 2, which is often the par for generals. It has a respawn time of 13 seconds, as is on par with 400 suits. And it has no special advantages in any environment. Okay, so going to the skills, it has the leg shock absorber, which is of course very nice for generals since they are going to be, going around the map a lot, which means that less strain on legs from boosting around is always a fine thing, given that some people aim for legs and that can disrupt the speed a little bit, but that's another tangent. It has one dodge roll, courtesy of the emergency evasion system, two melee swings, courtesy of the melee combo controller, a shield tackle, which is a skill shared by the G-Line standard with G-Line light armor and the G-Line assault armor. Now I'd probably have to pull up the full custom to see if that one has that
It
specific
doesn't.
shield. Oh, okay, I stand corrected. Uh, it also has a high spec MBAG, which helps it in space. Because, well, believe me, you don't want to, stumble at the end of the boost when in space with this thing. And of course, we have the high performance balancer, which of course is a very good skill to have, especially as either a raid or a higher cost support, or even, well, or a lot of generals. And which one did I not cover? I think I covered all of them.
You're correct. One thing that I did forget to cover myself was the enhancement list. We're looking at an enhanced shield structure for 100 HP, complex expansion slot level 1 for +1 to all slots, anti-ballistic and anti-beam armor level 1 for the enhancement, so +1 to that. Enhanced shield structure level 4 for an extra 1000 HP, and ADFCS level 3, which, if I remember correctly, that increases range strength. I don't
Yep,
remember. By
I think
4.
FCS is fire control system, so yeah,
Oh,
that should be
yeah.
that.
Regardless of that, this is pretty much all that you need to know for stats-wise for the Dylan Standard Armor. It's got a unique counter in comparison to the rest of the units. It doesn't have a high kick as far as I remember. Let's go look at it really quickly.
All right.
Already starting off, we can see that the Standard Armor is your relatively average mobile suit that you can very simply just combo into stand, into neutral, and backswing. A very nice punish of just both the Gatling Smashers while on the ground. And there's the counter, which you can see it's a 2 slash into a thrust, which allows you a double swing. Or if you have the beam rifle and neutral into back after you've already shot with the beam rifle. Really good for punishes overall. It's capable of both protecting itself and its allies with the combination of its weaponry. A really good shield, really strong range weapons that the Gatling Smashers just building up stun really quickly, as you can see. Again, really high fire rate, good damage, good mobility. A very straightforward unit that you cannot go wrong with, really. A full team of Jill lines can possibly hold its own against other meta defining units, and very often it's proven of that fact. So do not sleep on it, just like you wouldn't sleep on the light armor. Do not sleep on Jill lines, period. Like, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, there's the Gatling Smashers on the back that initially got me into playing this one. Well, that and me getting yeeted out of the air by getting my legs destroyed by a G-line standard armor when I foolishly picked a mobile suit by the name of Goof Flight Test Type, which honestly plays a lot like more like a Dom than a Goof Flight type.
That's honestly pretty accurate. Overall,
So
the
yeah,
D-lines are all pretty straightforward units. You cannot really miss them, but it's always good to look at them again and again. If you ever need a question how to play, sorry, an answer on how to play them, it's pretty simple. Stick with your team. Honestly, you're free to aim for the legs with those Gatling Masters, but do remember that the units that have leg buffers will make you do reduced damage by a lot. So do not purely aim for legs if you know that you're gonna be able to hit for more damage if you hit torso. It's because the Gatling Masters have limited ammo and limited operational time before they are empty. You need to be able to get as much damage output as possible out of them.
yep. It also keeps you in place, sort of like the giant Gatling gun on the Zaku half cannon, which is very similar to this unit in regards of having a giant spinning cannon on its back. So yeah, I'd say that it is optimal. Like when you're fighting against more than one enemy, I think that you will benefit from positioning yourself right the most, because the more shots you can get off, the the more pressure you can put on the enemy, which obviously lets you wilt down their health and basically force them to either pull back or to desperately go attack from the front, which obviously gives you some free hits.
Overall, the G-Line standard armor is as standard as they get, no pun intended, of course. Actually, all of the puns intended. Do not really think that because it falls under a general line, it shouldn't be able to at least counter some support at a distance. It's got a lot of range in its Gatling Smasher, so do not fall asleep on it. And again, even if you're a raid, do be careful with this unit because it's pretty easy to punish you in just one counter, as you noticed.
Yep.
Just like always, do not sleep on the enemy mobile suits. And as always, well, the best way to put it is to align it to victory.
Yeah.
Thank you as always for clicking on this video. Zertla, do you have anything more to add on this beautiful beast, or do you think we covered everything?
Say we more or less covered everything. I mean, this is a very versatile unit, though I'd have some gripes with using it in space on certain occasions, but yeah, that just could be a skill issue on my end, which frankly it likely is.
Well, you heard it yourselves, folks. Again, there are units that play better on ground or space, so choose your favorites. Do not try to play it just to fulfill only a team. Do not try to follow a meta. Play with whatever you're comfortable with. Even with me right now, the G-Line Standard Armor is not my style of unit. If I were to choose, I would be more inclined towards the Assault Armor or the Light Armor, as I prefer either more mobility or more melee. Your choice on which of the two, honestly, you take on this aspect. I'd take the melee. But even someone that is out of his element with playing things like the Standard Armor that is not as agile as other units that I prefer, you can see that the unit is pretty solid. No issues really on just playing it if you're an experienced player. Although if you're an experienced player, I don't know why you're here, but thank you for being here. As always, have a great day, have a great time, have fun on the battlefield, and we'll meet you there. Talos Mobius and, well, Settler.
Shirtlid signing out.
Have a great day, people. See you later.
Yep.